Hey YouTube. So I wanted to do an awareness piece on liver transplants. Liver transplants is something that's a big part of my life for the past couple of years, and I just wanted to make this for anybody who has a family member or is going through one themselves or any kind of transplant, really. Just anybody who's touched by this subject. I'm going to talk a little bit about liver transplants and your liver in general first, and then I'll share my story. And if you have any questions for me or you want to talk about anything like this, just let me know and it's no problem. So first, your liver is the most regenerative organ in your body. So really you have a brand new liver in your body every year just from it healing itself over and over, regenerating inside of you. It's crazy. So really, yeah, a transplant is bad, but to have a liver transplant, it's kind of the best organ to need one for. Just with the success rates being so high, it's you have the most hope almost. So, and to be an organ donor for a liver transplant, you can be a live donor. You don't have to be deceased or anything like that. They'll just take a piece of it and it will grow into a whole new liver for whoever needs it. All you need to have is the same blood type and to be somewhat healthy, of course. Now, my story with liver transplants goes through my daughter. My daughter Layla is 2 years old now, well, almost 2 years old in February, but she was diagnosed with an extremely bad liver disease when she was 2 months old, called biliary atresia. Now, biliary atresia, it happens to every kind of walk of life person, whether you're poor or rich or just anybody, and there's no reason for it that they know of, so it's extremely hard because you don't know if you did something. Me personally, I had a pretty good pregnancy, no problems whatsoever. This is just something that happened. And yeah, and so the gist of biliary atresia is that her liver couldn't filter anything, all the bad stuff, because your liver filters all the bad stuff throughout your body and into your excretions. Her liver couldn't. Everything just stayed in her liver and made her very sick. She was dark orange. It wasn't good. So finally, when we were diagnosed, she was 2 months old, and it was right into surgery. She had her first surgery when she was 3 months, and that was the peice procedure. What they do for that is they just took a little piece of intestine and just snupped it right on to your liver, and then it could flow all the toxins out, and she was fine. However, for biliary atresia, the peice procedure is needed to happen within the first 1 to 2 months of life, because all the toxins are sitting in the liver, it's damaging it, it's getting scarred. So even though the peice procedure worked, her liver was so scarred that blood couldn't pass through it anymore, and then it would all pool into her stomach, and that just wasn't a good scene. So she then went on the liver transplant waiting list in Canada, and after a while we got a living donor. And so then they started all of the tests and to see if it was compatible and stuff like that. The person just needs to have the right bile ducts, and it's just complicated. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free. But yeah, so we found the donor. We had the transplant, which took about 3 hours for the donor to get the piece of the liver. Her surgery was 17 because they had to take her old liver out and all the veins and everything. and then put the new one in and then connect everything. It was a long wait. Yeah, and then after that, your first year after transplant is rocky. Like, she had her transplant last year on November 10th, so we're just past the 1 year mark. She's doing great now. Phenomenal. She's running around. You could never tell that she was ever sick, even though we spent 9 months in a children's hospital fighting for her life. She's had 7 major surgeries just because of complications with transplant, and in between, just to get the liver right after transplant, there's a lot of blood work that needs to be done, and if they see something wrong with the blood work, and then it's going to biopsies, and it's your first year after transplant is really rough. But once you make it through, it's okay. Like, she's only on one medication now, which she'll be on for the rest of her life, tacrolimus. It's immunosuppressant medication. She gets it twice a day. She has to have routine blood work just to check her liver functions to make sure that everything's still good. So if something goes wrong, there's hope you can catch it before any damage is done to the new liver. So yeah, she's doing fine now. I just wanted to share my story, just because, to be a young mother, and I was a single mother at the time as well, doing it pretty much by myself. I had my family. If you're going through times like this, lean on your family. Don't try and be strong, or, like, obviously be strong for your child and try and keep it together as best as you can, but accept help if it's offered, because it helps. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to make this to give hope to people who are sick, and children should never need to go through any of this. It's not right. Like, donate to your children's hospitals. Old people grow old and get sick and die. That's nature. But children being horribly ill and fighting for their lives, it's not right. Children's hospitals are so good, and the people who donate to them are really great for helping out. It's tough. It's really tough, but miracles happen. They really do. And you get through it. You just gotta hold on. So that's my story, and I hope I could help somebody by sharing it.